The 2000s were absolutely stacked with zombie content right from the off. After the subgenre became stale in the late 80s, a quick succession of films proved that fresh takes on these rotting corpses could still be made. 28 Days Later reinvented the rulebook and made zombies a threat again. Resident Evil was a fun jaunt with mainstream appeal. Shaun of the Dead was a parody whose jabs came not from hate, but from a clear love for the genre.
We're coming to get you, Barbara!
Dawn of the Dead's remake revived interest in the old classics, while providing a frenetic new spin. And Land of the Dead saw the long-awaited return of Mr. Romero himself.
I'm big!
But in 2003, between these big hits, a low-budget film from Australia was released, which also paid its respects to what came before, while bringing something new to the table. That film is Undead.
You prick!
Undead was a passion project from the Spierig Brothers, who at that time had achieved success working in commercials and special effects. Having built up their talents in both fields, they got to work on their own feature debut. The film was entirely self-funded, with additional funds donated by friends and family, with the brothers adopting many of the crew roles themselves. While this all gives Undead an obvious small-budget presentation, often marred with ugly blue filters or improvised dialogue that really begged for another take.
You keep fucking messing with me, boy, and I'll fucking strike you out faster than a fucking puff through the rodeo! Prick!
The homebrew feeling adds a lot of charm, and the passion behind the project is clear as day. Or should that be day for night? The story takes place in the small Australian town, Berkeley. After a sudden meteorite shower, the community falls victim to a zombie outbreak. We follow a mismatched group of survivors, including the likes of a beauty queen, some ineffective police officers,
Drop the guns now, sonny! Fucking now!
and a reclusive weapons aficionado, as they try to overcome this nightmare. The first act is a fast-paced romp, constantly bombarding you with manic characters and comically absurd violence, with much of the action riffing on the classic scenario of being trapped in a house.
She's like untouched country, mate. Yeah.
The caricatures of these Australian locals, the unrestrained independent film vibes, and the genre playground makes Undead feel akin to Peter Jackson's early blood-soaked New Zealand filmography.
Bugger me.
Fans of Braindead will definitely find enjoyment from Undead's more extreme scenes. A major highlight is the character Marion, whose gunplay and rather curious take on a triple-barreled shotgun will raise a couple eyebrows. He is Berkeley's unlikely answer to John Woo, whose continuously inventive moves are a never-ending giddy delight. Take note, he also gets in a fight with zombified fish, giving the in-betweeners a run for their money. I love that. Zombie cinema is in desperate need of other creatures getting all zombied up. Unfortunately, the second act takes things slower and becomes a bit of a slog, but it serves its purpose as a build-up to an interesting third act. The ending integrates a unique sci-fi angle over the whole affair. In other words, it gives you a taste of the typical zombie action you crave, before offering up something completely different. Best of both worlds,
Yes.
in more ways than one. So yeah, if you're in the mood for a horror comedy that isn't afraid to mess around, and totally steals musical motifs from Jaws, then Undead is the film for you. It also supplies some hope for the ultra-low budget guys out there. You can push against the odds and make your silly little movie, and you never know, you also might be able to progress onto a load of mid-tier Ethan Hawke productions too.
You prick!